What's up, guys? Welcome back to Burn the Ship, the podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to go all in on their business. Today, we have on Kyle Kerns. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, of course.
So tell me a little bit about your business.
So I own a fine luxury brand. It's focused in luxury bags, wallets, and accessories mainly right now. We're starting to work into apparel. But yeah, it's just kind of I came up with the idea to kind of take on the big luxury heads that I feel like weren't doing a good enough job. And they were selling this like crazy price point without putting out a solid product. So trying to bring back a little bit of the old.
Well, I appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah, trying to slow the word down.
How did you get started? How did you come about being in the fashion industry?
So I always was kind of in fashion without being like directly involved in fashion, whether when I was skating, kind of streetwear graphics, big graphics from like the early 2000s. I was just always kind of drawn to the way that I style myself and the way that I express myself. And whenever I was in the middle of a service company at the time, and just wasn't doing it for me. I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to do something that helps people kind of express themselves a little bit more. So I started with a wallet, and I had some stuff laying around left over, and I called my mom, and I was like, "Mom, I'll make you a wallet." She goes, "No, I want a purse." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right. You want a purse?"
Sure, Mom.
And I was like, "You know what? I was like, "I got it. I'll take care of it." So yeah, that's kind of, once I built my first purse, I fell into the rabbit hole.
I think that's something that I really care about fashion. It's been one of my passions throughout my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And people think of it very like, okay, but it is an art form.
Mm-hmm.
It's a form of expression.
Yeah.
You can paint a mural, you can paint whatever you want, you can draw whatever you want, and that's considered art. But when we're in fashion, that isn't art. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And it never has. It's a way of expressing yourself the same way that painting is.
Yeah.
So fashion
Exactly.
is just an expression, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I know that you're passionate about it as well. It's just hard for people to get it through their heads that they can't seem to understand that fashion is expression.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people struggle to like even care about what they put on most days, so they don't respect it in that right.
Yeah.
But once you start to care about how you look and how you present yourself, then you start building this kind of idea, and you become passionate about the way that you present yourself, whether it may be with the type of shirt you wear, things of that nature. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people, it just depends on what area you're in. Like if you're in more of like the skate scene, I feel like those guys definitely appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Like Tony Hawk type shit.
No, just like I feel like all my friends were always very passionate about fashion, that were skaters as well, and it was just a way of them expressing themselves through another art form, just like skating.
I mean, yeah, skating, playing ball, like anything is just your passion, and you're just putting it into something. And fashion is something that I care about and you care about.
Yeah.
It's just putting your all into one thing. So it's purses, wallets, things like that.
Yeah, accessories.
Yeah,
accessories. Starting to get into apparel.
Okay, so
like dresses, clothing.
And
jackets.
What do you see going into the future for the company?
Going into the future for the company, it's going to be big events. So I kind of want to give back to other artists that are in the area as well, because there's a lot of artists out there that are trying really hard, and I feel like there could be a better job in the way that the events are presented. So I really see like events being a huge thing. Apparel starting to be a bigger thing, but mainly still focused in the accessory and travel space. I want to get into travel, luxury travel, but also something that's a little bit more accessible to the everyday consumer. You know, the stuff that I do right now is not really accessible to everybody. It's got its own kind of like lane that it stays in, but yeah. So going forward, I kind of want to just bring it to everybody, make everybody feel included. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you have one of your bags here. If you want to pull it up and show everybody what sets you apart from a lot of other people that like you can go to TJ Maxx or to Ross or whatever and buy it. But isn't your brand like it's like custom made Italian leather?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why it's at
So-
what it is. So I'll let you describe that a little bit more.
Yeah,
but I
so
just wanted to
most of it
bring that
is,
up so that you can show it.
Yeah, most of it is, you know, imported Italian leather. Some of the highest quality stuff that you can get. I also use extremely high quality brass and platings to, you know, bring the whole piece together. So, and then I do hand stitching as well. So a lot of brands will do machine stitching, and after time goes by and it's been worn through, it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
It just will. I try to create things that aren't going to fall apart.
That's a big thing. So I am a very, very on the go shopper. Like I do fast fashion
Yeah.
versus quality, but I will spend the money when it's needed.
Yeah.
Like if I have a bag, like I'll have some like fast bags to match the outfit of the day.
Yeah.
But if I want something longevity, you are someone that I can go to
Yeah.
have that instead of me just going to TJ Maxx and
Yeah. And that's the idea I'm
buying
trying
a
to
bag that
change.
just it's
That's
time.
that's the idea I'm trying to change. It's all way too fast. You know, like it's not something that that's what I'm trying to bring back. Just a little bit of that, you know, old school mentality. Slow things
The
down.
authenticity.
Yeah, keeping the authenticity in the piece, and making it something that you go to every single day. So you'll see me use a lot of like earth tones. You'll see me use a lot of blacks just for that reason. So it is something that can be used
all the time.
yeah, for every outfit you wear. I mean, I wear a lot of black, so I can't.
So do I. So do I. Our videographer, Scott, was telling me the other day, he was like, you're wearing black, so you need to sit on this side. And he was like, oh, wait, that person's wearing black too, so you guys can both be fine. I was like, I wear black 99% of the time. Yeah. It is very rare that I'm ever wearing anything colored, but my bags are always black, brown, light brown, like leather, mid-tone brown. Like, it's all in that range typically.
Yeah.
And those are the bags that I use all the time.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I try to pull
something
from.
that's important for women, no matter what.
Yeah, those earth tones are huge, and that's what I try to keep in across a lot of my collections, just so it is something that gets used all the time. I've tried the bright colors, and they work sometimes, but I always get, you know, somebody calling me back and going, yeah, I can't wear this all the time. I need, you know, I need something
No shit.
brown or black, and I'm like, all right, it's
Yeah.
I'll work on one.
Well, I appreciate you for doing that because it is important to have the quality there because most brands don't really have that anymore. And I love fashion. I love the brand and what you represent. So how can people get a hold of you and talk to you and purchase?
If you want to purchase anything, you just got to go to naudycompany.com or Naudy Company on any social media. You'll find me.
How do you
kind
spell
of anywhere. Naudy is spelled Naudy, and then company is just spelled out. So, yeah, whenever I came up with the name, I was trying to come up with something clever and something that would stick. And I realized that I was kind of onto something whenever I started telling people the name of my brand, and they were like, "You mean like Naudy?" And I'm like, "No, like Naudy." And they're just like, "I like it." You know what I mean? It was something
because
short,
there's
sweet.
that NAU
Yeah,
GH.
GHT,
That
like Naughty, and
way.
everybody instantly thinks
Yeah.
like,
That's what I
"Oh,
thought when
that's
you
not
first
good."
told me. So
Yeah, but then it's just a little play, a little bit of creativity,
Alright, so
and that's what I try to do with the whole brand. Is like the experience is always trying to keep you just involved with it.
so naughtycompany.com.
Yep.
And that's the best way to purchase everything.
Yeah.
Is there a way to contact you directly if anybody?
Yeah, there's a contact form on the website as well as cell phone number, email on there.
Oh, it's
you
all
can contact
linked
the
in on
team.
the
Yeah, you can
website?
contact the team all through the website and either fill out a form or just give us a call. We're open 9 to 6 every day. So, except for
Cool.
Sunday, take Sunday off. One day a week.
You gotta give yourself one day.
Yeah, one day to reset the team. So,
Right. So our audience is upcoming entrepreneurs.
okay.
You have created this business that is wonderful, and how can somebody else do the same thing? What is your piece of advice for someone to burn their 9 to 5 and their normal career and go all in on their entrepreneur journey?
For me, it was just, it was really kind of throwing it all in on what I wanted to do. So I had a vision. Once I created that vision, I then started writing out plans on how to even get the first step done. I'm one of those people where you got to think really small. Think about the big picture, but also think very small. You can't go running towards something. You got to learn to walk first. So it's one step at a time. And maybe staying inside your 9 to 5 for a little bit while you start it on the side, or it might, your specific style might be to just drop everything and go head first into it. But the way I kind of did it was I created a product, and then I started putting myself out there in front of people. I started getting responses back, and I mean, it really started with a giant vision. Overarching vision of where I wanted to be in life, where I wanted to be 20, 30 years down the road, and then writing down, kind of steps, and then keeping myself accountable.
So your journey and advice to people is don't necessarily jump, but
It all depends on your style.
walk
Yeah.
a little bit just to make sure that you're secure.
You got to learn to walk before you can run.
That afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, but
I
your
think that's
style,
great advice. It's
your style
intelligent
might be to
advice.
run, just to dive right into it. I took the leap. I quit my previous company, sold my share of it, and I just started. And I was like, I'll figure it out.
That's what everybody has a hard time doing.
Yeah, you got to take the leap.
That jump.
You have to take the leap if you want to do anything in entrepreneurship. You want to run, a company that'll be successful. You have to trust in it. I was just getting older, and I said, nope, not anymore. I'm not going to waste, my time. So, really started just diving headfirst into it. But you have to, what I meant by walk is just like, you have to take it day by day. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You got to keep your eye on what you need to do today, and then whenever you wake up the next day, you got to make sure that you keep your eye on what you have to do that day.
Yeah, like you never know what's going to hit you the day
exactly.
after.
Don't try to worry about something that's 2 weeks down the road, because you might have something play out, and everything you're worried about it fades, it vanishes. But yeah, that fear will keep a lot of people behind, I feel like. That's the big thing, is fear. You got to forget it. It's not real.
Well, it's solid advice.
Yeah.
And I think that anybody that is in business or in life itself can learn from that.
Yeah.
Like, fear is something that you just have to,
Yeah.
keep it moving.
9 times out of 10, monsters under the bed aren't real. Seriously.
Very
Seriously.
solid. Very good. Well, thank you so much, Kyle, for coming in today. And y'all make sure to go check out Kyle Kerns and his brand, and everything will be linked in the description below. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.